Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're talking the side team, and especially two particular characters that have come out kind of recently, that have probably been the newest and best additions to the side team. Like, what the hell happened to Side, man? Side used to be like one of the craziest teams over in PvP, and now it's just like completely non-existent, except for maybe like a showing in Grand Party every once in a while. But I did pick up Garp on some tickets. I had the itch to summon, and yeah, we have Garp. So his Rumble ability buffs Psy teammates, and then when he's KO'd, he automatically uses these specials as long as you have 6 Psy units on the actual team. But then he's a bit of a weird one because he's special, targets all enemies for 3 times damage. And then if you have any of the Sword Donnies or then Luffy or Ace, then you target all enemies for 1.5 times attack that ignores defense, and then gives the fighters level 5 attack up. So really nice stuff when he goes. Basically, he hits incredibly hard because we are running a full side team. Hits insanely hard, goes through defenses, bypasses shields, and then when he dies, he basically just does it all over again. So you can do some really fun stuff and just like have a double proc situation with this particular Garp, and he can hit disgustingly hard. He's a very scary unit to go up against, but there are ways around stopping the auto proc, action bind, special bind, all that kind of stuff. He is immune to special bind though, but he's not immune to action bind, confusion, forced out, all those very annoying mechanics. But the other character on the team that I pulled on release, I just haven't got around to doing a PvP showcase because I haven't really had the team for him, is Kobe. And the weird thing about Kobe is he's just buffed around fighter characters. So CT up level 4, attack up level 5, and then side characters get some HP. So you definitely can run him on the side team as well, but then you want to run like side fighters, just like we're kind of doing today. You have like a couple of them, but there's just not a whole heap. He can give one teammate with 100% CD haste. He gives the team 10% CD, but he's on a very high cooldown, and so is Garp. The team we're rocking today looks a little bit like this. We've got some changes here and there, because like you have like Sanji, who's a fighter character too. You do some fun stuff with that. But this is what we're going to try and rock in most of the fights today and see how it goes. But let me know what you guys think about Psy in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys have any ideas for Psy, because like, I don't know, man. I feel like they're bad. Like, I just feel like they're really bad. But if I'm missing something, let me know down below. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the shooter fight. Trust me, I tried to do some of the harder fights. I beat the slasher fight once, and then I wasn't recording, and then like I just couldn't beat it ever again. So like I wasn't even going to try some of like the new one and the powerhouse one, man. Like it just ain't happening. But we're versing shooters off the bat. I actually forgot to move Enel and Esper around from the last fight I did. So like in retrospect, look, Esper should probably be in the front, but look, Enel's quite nice because obviously with the update to the PP Legends being 20 cost, you have like an array of very powerful characters that you can sort of chop and change between. Enel's great because he can nerf slashes. Slashes kind of pop up on a lot of teams. He's on a very low cooldown, so he actually attracts the attention of stuff like Esper and some of those other characters that forced out with 100% cooldown. So he can work as a bit of a meat shield, as well as like having a bit of nerfing capabilities about him too. He has a lot of speed and a lot of defense too. Proccing special like quite frequently is quite nice as well. So Kobe's going to go fairly fast because we are running Law on this team as well, so 10 CDs allows him and Garp to go pretty quickly. 30 and a 35 second cooldown is just very high. 10% that Kobe can give to Garp works very well, but as you guys can see, like the defense and stuff like that on this team, it's missing, it's lacking a lot. We actually lose Garp here. This is a prime example of where Garp can go absolutely nuts because he used his special, died literally instantly, and then uses his special once again. And that's where you're going to get the most value out of the character, because he's pure damage. He's just a straight damage dealer. He wants to bypass defenses, and he wants to use his Galaxy Impact to just blast the enemy into oblivion. Now, he does have a super tandem ability, which means maxing him out is going to be a little bit tricky. Obviously, you are going to need a lot of dupes for the character. Using posters on any regular batch legend, though, is just absolutely ludicrous anyway. But once you get him to level Limb Break 5, and when you get your maxed out super tandem and sockets and all that sort of stuff, he will be hitting very hard. He's hitting like 8k through defense that goes on every single character. So just be mindful, like when Garp hits 150, Limit Break Expanded, all that fun stuff, he is going to go absolutely crazy. But when we're talking Limit Break Expansion and level Limit Break 5, and you look at stuff like Roger Rayleigh Gaban and super special characters, it's kind of chalk and cheese. But it's kind of nice to run Kobe and Garp together. Like obviously Garp needs Kobe and Kobe needs Garp, so the two of them just on the team just does nice stuff. But you have a bunch of different Luffys that you can use for Garp, and Kobe I think just uses this shield. Actually, I think Kobe needs anyone now that I'm really thinking about it. But yeah, you could definitely run like 6-star Psy Luffy. Alright, so over into the big challenge fights in the PvP in PKA. This one look, it's very, very tanky, but that's because, like, I'm at level 200 and something in PKA. But I thought this was just, like, a really nice and different place to do some fights. Seeing as, like I said, some of the fights in the regular PvP challenge for the side team, it's just way too hard. Like, it's too much. The side team just can't handle it. And, like I said, if there's something that I'm missing, like, let me know down below, because I'd love to sort of chop and change it up. But, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. There's just not enough Psy fighter characters. Like I said, you can use Gear 5 6-star Luffy as another character on the team. Saul, Kobe, and Garp are kind of like the middle core for Psy whenever I'm sort of building out these teams. I love using Shanks on the bench because in the last 50 seconds, Shanks hits ridiculously hard. And Zoro can also be very, very good cleanup crew for later in the fight. Law's obviously great for cooldown reduction, and then Esper is just fantastic. Esper is the greatest Psy character to come out literally since 10th anniversary Psy Shanks. Like, there hasn't been a good Psy unit to release since then, and like, I just don't know what they're doing with Psy. Talking PvP, of course. I just don't know what they're really doing with Psy and what they want from Psy, and I don't even know if they have a character that could save them, because like, Strength will be getting like little injections of character buffs, like level limit break buffs, 6 bosses, new PvP rare recruit, level legend I should say, where like Psy is just kind of like, they're left to fend for themselves. And even against a team that's like incredibly bulky and has units from like 2022, the team it can't hit as hard as it needs to hit. It doesn't have those very, very pesky mechanics like confusion and all that fun stuff either. And whilst it does have forced out with Esper and cooldown sort of reduction and shield with Saul, like, it's just, like I said, it's just missing so much. I feel like they really need like a really good 6+ character to kind of come along and help them out. They really need some sort of like PvP legend that can really bring something else to the table and just provide a lot of either damage or just like something different that can sort of shake up some of like the big old meta teams. Because honestly, like right now, I'm struggling to even think that Psy would fall in my top 10 just because of like how poorly they've been treated. Like Esper, like I said, Esper is fantastic, but I would just argue that the shooter team is just like way better than what the Psy team's doing, and you can just throw Esper over there. So Garp and Kobe, they're okay. They just obviously, they're in a bit of a weird spot with obviously not having the support around them, but at the same time they're still trying to buff characters that aren't there. So it's kind of like Psy's fault, but also Garp and Kobe's fault for not sort of buying into all of the characters they have at their disposal. But in saying that, like in Grand Party, I have seen them do some fun stuff under stuff like Gear 5 bursts and whatnot, where they can build up a lot of stats and get a lot of CD reduction. Obviously, you have characters like Yamato and Odin, where you can sort of rely on the action bind and half stat shenaniganry, but like that's a 2021 strat. Like that's been here and done that sort of situation. So we managed to get the win against this fight thanks to Esper and he's forced out. But yeah, like I said, like this team wasn't good, and it was just so tanky that it could just like stall us out for a very, very long time. But all in all, we got the win, so that's what matters. Let's move on to the final fight of the video. I thought I'd take on the York challenge fight because stereotypically, like, Psy beats Int, Int beats Psy, and I thought, hey, let's go in with Sanji, who's another fighter character, and showcase just a few other characters that you can actually use on this particular team. As for other Psy fighter units, like I said, you do have like 6-star Gear 5 Luffy. You could definitely run him and then put Esper on the bench and just run like a full fighter squad if you really want to. But you're kind of lacking a lot then. Like, he's not providing all that much. He has a revive for himself, but like that's really about it. But Sanji can provide a lot for the team in terms of damage output. When you are versing in characters, he's kind of like a must bring because he just hits so damn hard. Then you combine this with like damage that Esper's doing in the forced out, with the Sanji damage, the soul damage when he gets below 60%, and then the Garp shots. Like, you can easily take down some really, really bulky int-based teams. Like Sanji's hitting for what, 1.4 and then hits for a 6.7 after that. You have the fixed damage from Kobe coming clutch, and then he gives haste, which is really, really nice, but you really need him to be giving the haste to Garp. And without an extra cooldown reducer on the team, that can be a little bit challenging to do. And all in all, though, once Garp goes, like, he's going to hit ridiculously hard. Fortunately, we had the heal from Chopper there, so the shots from Garp are a little bit lowered. And on top of that, like, in-characters have that 30% reduction to Psy damage. So, like, instead of hitting 9k, Garp's now hitting 6k. So, it's a massive, massive difference. Like, a massive difference. But, I just wish that damage through defense actually ignored that particular ability. But, lo and behold, it actually does not. So, it is what it is. But taking on int teams, like the side team does seem pretty comfortable. The int powerhouse team though, like I don't really think that's going to, or this team is going to stand up against that. When you start looking at like Blackbeard and int Luffy, S-Hawk, those types of characters, you're in for a pretty rough go. But any other int, I feel like Sai could probably take it on. I feel like Sai is probably in a pretty good position to do that. But like even with all these kind of new shiny characters from the Vegapunk stuff, like no one's really running a storyboard based team. But I wasn't going to take this team into like regular PvP. I was really excited to use Garp, to be honest. I was actually really excited to use him in PvP. But like he was just, I don't know, man. Like he's quite old now, I guess. Like he came out at the end of the One Piece Day celebration. So he came out like what, 3-4 months ago, which like in hindsight really isn't that long ago. But like within the PvP meta and how things have been shaken up since then, I feel like he's already seen his time and gone, which it's depressing because it's Galaxy Impact Garp, for fucking sake. Like it's wild to think that his time has come and gone and he's only like not even 5 months or 6 months old. So hey, who knows? The worldwide celebration is the end of the month, and stereotypically that is going to bring some very interesting PvP characters, especially seeing like anniversary exclusive having all of these crazy super special abilities. Maybe Sai gets some love there. Maybe we just do like a full Sai celebration and it's just purely based around PvP, and it's all based around like sword characters, and then Garp goes to the absolute wazoo. So I don't know, doubtful, but the goddamn site definitely need it. But it's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt like button for me, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Like I said, if I'm missing something with Sai and you guys know something that I don't know, let me know in the comment section below and we'll put that video out too. But most importantly, if you guys are in this beautiful world, please enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Let's